Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 2017 Pitch Final. We're about to see the presentations from the 3 leading startups at Web Summit who have seen off hundreds of rivals to make it here today. They are competing for the prize of being named the best startup at Web Summit 2017 and walking away with 50,000 euros from our pitch sponsor, Mercedes-Benz. In a moment, we will welcome our 3 judges. Not in a moment, they're here already, to the final. But this year, we are including a 4th judge, you, the audience. After the pitches have been finished, you can cast your vote on the Web Summit app by clicking on More, which is at the bottom right of the screen. From there, you will see an option called Pitch Final. So one of the tabs. OK, there. And then the Slido app will show up, and you'll see the 3 names there, and then you'll be able to vote. Voting will remain open for the 15 minutes after the final pitch. And your vote will count for 25% of the overall vote. So you'll have a big say in which startup wins this year's final. Now let me introduce you to today's judges. First up, we have the head of Daimler's fleet board, Daniela Gerd Tom Markoten.
Perfect.
Yes. Next, we have a man whose firm has invested in Slack, Uber, and Stripe. He's general partner at Google Ventures, Tom Hume. And we have David Rowan from Wired Magazine. Thank you for being here, judges. All right, so now let's get to the pitches. First up, we have Rain Takahashi, the co-founder of Canadian-based on-demand insurance startup Jaunton. Please give a big hand for Rain.
On-demand hotel rooms, on-demand rides, on-demand assembly help, even on-demand love. See, we live in an on-demand world where you can get what you need when you need it in real time. But with all this advancement in technology, why is it so hard to get insurance? The other day, I went to go get coverage, and this is what my broker sent me. And this. And this. And even the industry executives agree that innovation is lacking and a change is needed. Wouldn't it be nice if you could get insurance as quickly and easily as you can an Uber or a hotel room? Well, now you can. Hi, everyone. My name's Rain. I'm one of the co-founders of Jaunton, and we're here to create on-demand insurance for an on-demand world. So how does it work? Well, like all companies, we had to start somewhere, so we started with travel insurance, where we partner with great brands like AIG to turn this into this, where users can now sign up for insurance on their phone. They only have to sign up once, and regardless of whether you change insurance carriers or not, everything's saved to the phone, so you never have to fill in another form. And then each time you go traveling, you simply flick the switch. When you get home, you turn it off, and you're done. You only pay for what you use. It could be for an hour to cross the border to go shopping, or a regular 1, 2, 3-week trip, completely flexible. On top of that, we have every major airport and border crossing geo-fenced to remind you to turn your insurance on before you leave your country. Of course, there's benefits for the insurance companies as well. Insurance companies now get access to new types of data, such as when you leave, when you get back, and where you go in between. So much so that as we get hundreds and thousands of these data points back, we're going to be able to combine that with our AI algorithms to help our insurance partners better manage risk, lower their losses, reduce fraud exposure, saving the industry millions, if not billions, each year. Our insurance partners get all this at no upfront cost. We simply take a small transaction fee for each transaction that goes through our platform. As mentioned, we're starting in travel. It's a $250 million opportunity for us, or a $1.2 billion opportunity for our insurance partners. But we're already expanding into other areas, such as on-demand drone insurance, on-demand Airbnb insurance, on-demand small business insurance, and I kid you not, we're doing on-demand dog walker insurance. And when you start to add up the market opportunity of each of these segments, it quickly becomes a $1 billion opportunity for us, or for our insurance partners, a $20 billion new market opportunity. And please keep in mind, these figures are Canada and US only. As for progress, we founded the company a year ago. We quickly signed our first set of insurance companies, including AIG, on a 3-year deal. We released our beta in September. We're going to be going live with AIG in Canada next week. And then from there, we'll be expanding worldwide alongside the other verticals, such as drone insurance and small business insurance, going into 2018 and 2019, putting us well on track to do $1 million in revenue going into 2019. And we did all this with no funding, completely bootstrapped. Oh, thank you. I was not expecting that. Thanks. I myself have previous startup experience and have over 10 years of experience with big brands like Volkswagen, sorry, Daniela, and Unilever. On top of that, my co-founder, Ian, he is a serial entrepreneur with various successful exits under his belt. And of course, all this wouldn't be possible without our great development team keeping us compliant with the strict industry standards or industry compliance of this insurance industry. So on-demand insurance. Our vision at Jonton is to allow you, the policyholder, to use your insurance the way you want to use it while opening up new market opportunities and new markets and opportunities for our insurance partners. And if you're still not convinced that this is the future of insurance, then the next time you go to get insurance and you get something like this, please keep us in mind and how much time, money, and effort you could have saved by simply going on demand. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Rain. Judges, who has the first question for Jonton?
I'll happily ask one. Great pitch, thank you for that. One of the challenges in the insurance industry is moral hazard. So the idea that people put in false claims,
yes,
or their behavior changes because of the policy. Travel insurance, what's to stop someone just turning it on once they've had a ski accident?
Absolutely. So it is a bit proprietary, but we can tell the insurance company whether you turned it on or off after your accident, and that's combining some data from the phone alongside the data from the information that comes from, say, the hospital form. If you turn the insurance on within 30 minutes of going to a hospital, then obviously your claim is going to be denied because it's just too close of you turning it on. So.
Okay, thanks.
I got a question, Rain.
Sure.
Most consumers don't have an emotional relationship with their insurer. They simply want the lowest price point. Can you compete if it depends on a partnership with a big company like AIG?
So is your question, is our pricing competitive to just regular? Yes, so absolutely. So with our hourly travel insurance, it's essentially 24 hours or a day divided by 24. And so that's how the rates are more or less determined. So it's not like it's going to cost anybody more for doing it hourly. It's completely competitive.
My question goes to the same direction. So what were the first feedback from your customers? Do you really feel an ease of complexity or better prices?
What they love about it, from both our insurance partners, love the stickiness of it. Once the user has the app, it's so easy to turn it on and off that it's going to be very difficult for them to lose that person as a customer. For the end user, again, it's so easy that even if you could save 10%, you've already filled out the form, it's on your phone, flick it on, and you're done. So it makes it a lot more sticky for both the insurance company and the end user.
Great. OK, thank you, Rain. A round of applause for Jonton. Up next. All right, up next, we have Glenn Cotton from a company based firmly in the green tech scene as they strive to reduce water loss around the world. Please give a warm welcome to the founder of Water, Glenn Cotton.
Today, presenting something I'm so passionate about to everyone. So, my name's Glenn Cotton. I'm founder of Water, and our mission is to improve water quality around the world. So there's things we all do every single day that we take for granted, from turning on a tap, having a glass of water, to eating fresh fish. Now, we're lucky because there's people in the world who aren't able to take these things for granted. So the world's surface is made up of 71% water, and last year we saw £906 billion worth of environmental losses. And we also know that 1 in 9 people in the world do not have access to drinking water. To put that in perspective, 29 people will die of water-based diseases whilst I'm doing this presentation. We also saw last year Mexico lose £565 million worth of farmed salmon due to poor water conditions. And this could have been resolved if it had been caught at an earlier stage. So for all those reasons, over the last 12 months, we have built Monitor, a cost-effective solution to enable users to see real-time data from any type of water without an internet connection. It comes with a number of different probes as standard and can be customized via the onboarding process to enable the users to ensure it suits their needs. So the existing solutions for this problem there's two main ones. One is using hand-based probes, so periodically checking the water for oxygen levels, pH levels, obviously time-consuming, and also water samples. So going to the lake or swimming pool or whatever the water might be, taking a water sample and sending it off to a lab to get tested. And again, this is time-consuming and costly. So our product is simple, and we want to make it accessible to everyone, whether they've got a farm and they're tracking the quality of the water for their cattle, whether they've got a swimming pool, or whether it's drinking water in developing countries. The device and setup is extremely simple. You receive the box, you scan the QR code, and you've paired it, you place it in the water, it stays there, and you get live data straight through to your app. We're working on a monthly payment method, so that also brings it accessible to everyone. And it can be mounted either on the surface, so it can float, which is this model. It can be mounted mid-water on a pole that's fixed to the waterbed, or it can be anchored to the bottom, depending on what level in the water we want to track the data. The app interface is incredibly simple as well. It has all the data in one dashboard. This shows alerts and warnings. That can be mined into deeper to look at history and trends. So our target market for this, initially we aimed it at fish farms and fisheries in the UK. But we very quickly realized that there was a huge need for this in other industries. So looking at drinking water, and we're speaking to a couple of charities about projects in developing countries, consumer-based products, so that's fish ponds and aquariums, but also corporations, so making sure they're playing fair with ethical policies with regards to contamination and pollution into our waterways. We reached out to 100 people in the industry, and 86 of them came back and took on a beta program. So they're out in the field at the minute, and the feedback has been overwhelming. We're currently looking for funding, and in year one, we want to produce 5,000 units, generating a gross profit of 2.8 million. Then building on that, 15,000 units in year two and 40,000 in year three. We've got a team of people who have been working together for over 8 years. We're all from an engineering background, and we've worked at various different creative technology agencies, building IoT products and creative installations. Thank you, and I welcome any questions.
Thank you. Judges, questions for water with no E.
Glenn, it's not as if fish farmers or water companies don't have relatively successful ways of testing water now. So what's the particular innovation that you're bringing the market?
So the innovation that we're bringing to market is the ability to track in real time, all the time, and the cost of the device. So this costs us £250 to manufacture. We charge a setup fee and then a monthly fee. So it brings it to the masses. A lot of fish farms either are still checking manually or taking samples of water. So this device enables them to see from wherever they are in the world the quality of their water.
Follow-up question to David's. You have a beta test out there, which is great. Have your beta customers paid, in which case they'll give you validation on price? And secondly, how have you modeled the durability of the device? Like, how often are you going to have an engineer go and check that at the base of the pool or the farm?
Of course. So yes, the beta customers are fully paid, and we did some research prior to sending them out to make sure that we were in the right area with the market value. And the feedback has been good. The monthly payment of £50 also gives them access to our marine biologists. So if the water conditions are starting to drop, they're on hand to make sure that they can solve that before it gets to be a big problem. Because it's like a snowball effect. Once there's one problem with the water, the oxygen level drops, it introduces other things, and before you know it, it's pretty bad. So that's to answer the first question. And then with regards to, sorry, what was the second?
Durability.
Durability,
How
yes.
long have you modeled the life, and how
Yep.
have you tested that?
So the probes have a 2-year lifespan, so that's in the water. And what we do, because of our business model, so we always own the hardware. So what we do after that period is we send them out a new device. They scan the QR code of that device. It syncs the data. They send back their old device, and we refurbish it and send it out again to someone else, so to keep it sustainable. We also have tracking. So we have tracking on the solar panel and tracking on the devices. So if they become unusable or if they have a problem, we can see that via our dashboard.
Do you have any quick question?
Yeah. Last question, very short one. Do you see the risk of the box gets removed or manipulated?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
The box, that it gets removed if it's in the drinking water, for example, in public areas.
Of course. So usually what we're suggesting is it goes within an enclosure. So a lot of the time we're mounting it under the water, which removes that risk because people don't know it's there. So some of the things that we're doing in harbours is mounting them halfway down the kind of posts that go into the sea. But we also have GPS within the device, so we can tell if it's been moved, and that counts for the compliance as well. So obviously we don't want people being able to remove them and put them in clean water. So we have GPS tracking to know as and when they've been moved.
Great. All right. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Water. Round of applause.
Thank you.
Finally, today we have the CEO of a company looking to change lives in a very real way. With their new storage system for medication, they have ambitions to free the lives of those suffering from chronic illness. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Uwe Diegel.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. A couple of years ago, my brother nearly died when he was traveling because a hotel froze his medication by accident. So I started doing some research, and I found out something absolutely amazing. About 5% of the worldwide population uses medication that has to be kept in the fridge at all time. We're talking about multiple sclerosis, cancer, diabetes, and there's more and more of them. In fact, today, out of the 10 top-selling medications in the world, 7 of them have to be kept in the fridge. So these people are basically prisoners of the medication. The huge side effect of this is, of course, that people don't take the medication to work, because nobody wants everybody at work to know that they suffer from multiple sclerosis and stuff. So they leave the medication at home, and this non-adherence to treatment is a massive problem. In fact, non-adherence to treatment costs a whopping $350 billion a year in the United States. It is the holy grail of any insurance company or social security system. So that's why me and my amazing team have developed Life in a Box. Life in a Box is the world's smallest fridge. It's connected to an application. You can put up to about 1 month's worth of medication inside. So you might wonder, why connect the fridge to an application? Well, one, of course, it will monitor the temperature of the medication. It will, of course, monitor the battery. Where's the product there? You can actually switch it on and lock it at a distance with a smartphone. But it will also send you reminders saying, hey, Daniela, last time you took your medication was at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Is it not time for you to take your medication? Especially that now you have it with you at work, plugged in the computer next to your office. So today I've developed a 12-hour battery. By the time we launch production in February, we'll have a 24-hour battery, and we're already working on a 36-hour battery. It plugs into any power source worldwide, 110, 240 volts, cigarette lighter of your car. It'll plug in anywhere. Since we've launched the product, we've actually won every single design award worldwide. We're working with incredible designers in our team. And designed the product so it could be assembled like a Lego system. So you go chuck, 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 just put it together. And it's assembled by handicapped people in France. I know it now sounds stupid, but it costs $3 or $4 more to have it manufactured by handicapped people, but at least we're giving a job to people who need it a lot more than you and me. So it's a product 100% designed and manufactured in France. It's a product that, by definition, is born global. So next year we'll cover United States, well, Americas, we'll cover Europe and Australia, which are where we already have distribution networks. We have huge ambitions. In fact, every week we have to rethink our projections because the demand is so strong, especially from the United States. I have an incredible team of doctors, of scientists. I even have a poet laureate in my team. It's just important for me for communication. These 6 people that are working 36 hours a day to actually make medication transport possible. We've already started developing the next generation. So this is Life in a Tube, which is the next generation, which will be available at the end of next year. And of course, the world's smallest fridge just got smaller with Life in a Pocket. It's the smallest fridge in the world. So ladies and gentlemen, Life in a Box is not just a fridge. Life in a Box is a tool for the heart. It is freedom. Freedom for people to travel, to go anywhere, anytime, any place, knowing that their medication is exactly at the right temperature, anytime, any place. Thank you very much. Daniela, I'm sorry.
First question, what is your target group? Is it a B2B business or a B2C business? Because you could head for insurance companies, health insurance.
Since we've launched, we've already received 8,700 pre-orders from B2C, but more importantly, we've started tying partnerships with pharmaceutical companies, because the pharmaceutical companies would love the people to take the medication on time and on place, especially in the United States, with AbbVie, with a couple of the big pharmaceutical companies, also with insurance companies. So there is a B2C scenario, there's a B2B scenario, and a B2B2C scenario. We've covered all aspects.
Uwe,
yeah.
Great pitch, but you're in a grey regulatory area. It's almost a medical device. If the device fails, that could have clinical implications.
Absolutely.
How much are you at risk?
Well, for the last 25 years, I've been manufacturing medical devices. So I was previously the CEO of iHealth, so I'm quite used to making regulated medical devices. But this is not a medical device, in the same way as your fridge at the home is not a medical device. As much as we would like it to be a medical device, it is not, unfortunately. So we treat it like a medical device, and we offer a lifetime warranty on everything that we do. And of course, we have compliance insurance, etc. But it's strictly not considered to be a medical device. Tom.
Makes sense. Question around the defensibility. So it's clearly an unbelievably important problem to solve. What have you done that will stop someone else either counterfeiting your device, but more likely launching their own similar product?
In fact, I believe your question is why would people want to invest in hardware rather than software? Because hardware is always copied. By definition, as soon as I launch a product, it will be copied. There's no question about it. So that's why we already developed line 2, line 3. We have proprietary technology that makes it pretty difficult to copy. So we've developed a new way of producing Peltier effects under vacuum that makes them last for much longer. But this having been said, I truly believe that we will be copied pretty soon. What's important is to always be the first, to be the reference, to develop a brand, and to be the reference, especially in the B2B market.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Okay, round of applause, Uwe.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's our final presentation. But before we go to our final thoughts from the judges, a quick reminder to everyone in here. Check it out, Slido. Open the app, go to the More tab, and then go to Pitch Finals, and then you can click on the More, and then you can find out which one you want to vote on. All right, so let's go to the judges. Final thoughts of the 3 pitches we just saw. Who was your favorite so far?
Oh, I couldn't say that there is a favorite, actually.
Okay.
It's really, really difficult, and I guess it will be a tough discussion.
Okay.
Because the variety was so big, but all great pitches, so I'm really impressed. So.
David?
Startups that are solving real problems tend to have the resilience, the ability to attract the talented team to go bigger. And there's quite a lot of people who take medication who face real problems.
Great. And Tom?
I agree with David's point of view here. They're all suffering and sort of solving real problems, so market size is not a question. I think the conversation we're likely to have is which of these businesses will build the stepping stones to get to the great global impact David's talking about. It's easy to imagine the end state of the market, the vision, but the successful companies will pick their battles and succeed on the journey.
Great. Okay. All right, that's it. We're going to announce the winner here on the center stage at 4:30 today. I'd like to thank our judges today for their work and the amazing shoe game we've got going here on the stage. In case you can't see it, if you want to take a shot at that, we've got some great shoes. David, we'll talk about your shoes though, but the rest of us, you got cool socks, that's right. Okay, thank you.